Hello! I am going to show you how to use a crimping tool and to finish off a necklace or a bracelet that's multi-strand. So we're going to pretend that this is a bracelet or necklace. This right here is a crimping tool, a standard size one. So if you see when it's closed, there's an oval shape and a bean shape. They always start in the bean shape, which is closer to the handle of the tool, and then the oval shape is second, which helps to round it closed. When you get really good at it, you can do it without a crimping tool and actually just use your round nose pliers. That's just for beading emergencies, of course. Okay, so you grab a crimp bead. This one is ridged. I like the ridged ones because it's really easy to get a grip. The smooth ones look nicer though, but we're going to cover this up with a crimp cover that kind of looks like a macaroni shell. Okay, so I'm going to pretend this is the end of my necklace or my end of my bracelet. And I'm going to place it in the bean shape or moon shape of the plier. One solid squish. And then I turn it so that it's lined so that the crescent shape is up and down. And then place it in the oval, and that will curl it right around the wire. So it'll look something like that. Can you see that better like that? The lighting isn't that awesome. I apologize. So it's rounded right around the wire. And then I take my cutters. Now, generally, I cut the one that is shorter and keep the one that's longer, just that way you have more room to work with. Or I'll cut the one that is kind of flailing around and keep the one that's shooting straight up. In this case, the one that's flailing around is also shorter, so that's just an awesome coincidence. I'm going to cut it down so that it's just a couple millimeters longer than the crimp itself that's finished. So it just kind of sticks up a little bit like so. And I'm going to take a crimp cover, place it over top of the crimp. Now, the crimp cover will just kind of expose the crimp underneath it. And you can either use a crimping tool or a pair of chain nose pliers, and you just squish both ends. And they tend to not quite close perfectly, so sometimes you need to work it a little bit with your tools to get it rounded. Do this gently without overworking the crimp, because it does get dents in it if you're not careful, because it's quite soft. So now it looks like a bead instead of a crimp. And then that wire is still sticking out up the top. Now I'm going to take a size 6/0 seed bead. That's ideal. 8/0 works too, but 6 gives you lots of room to play with. So that's just going to sit there. Now I'm going to grab another crimp. So I stuck the crimp on, and I'm also going to stick on my, well, sometimes people call these wire covers. Some people call them French wires. French wires are usually more of a ringlet shape though. I'm going to stick it through one end so that it's only halfway on. It's like a little horseshoe, and the wire will go through both sides and then back through the bead. Now I'm going to put it through the other side as well. So it's looking something like this. Both pieces of the nylon coated wire are through the wire protector. Now before I close it and put it through the crimp bead and that seed bead, I'm going to add a clasp. So I'm going to stick that clasp onto that wire protector so it hangs out like